Welcome back to AP Workshops and welcome to another one of our little tech tip thingies. Now this one's could be a little bit more sort of a serious one. We're going to talk, I'm sure you've gathered by the title, we're going to talk about ethanol and the effects of ethanol in the fuel. So we've been contacted by a gentleman by the name via email of Warren Salisbury, who has sort of asked a few questions about ethanol and ethanol infused fuel and how it affects what we do. Didn't seem to get an awful lot of information from forums. So what he's done is had a bit of a dig around himself, and he's found out that there are companies out there that are doing a certain type of fuel that is ethanol free in certain areas. So I thought pretty much it'd be important to share that with you. Unfortunately, this is only about the UK, but we'd be pretty keen to hear about what goes on in the US or even abroad to find out what your effects and what your thoughts are. So if you leave a comment down below, let us know what's going on. I'd be really keen to find out. But unfortunately, in the UK, we are only a 5% concentrate or an E5 concentration at the moment, but it looks like we may well be going to an E10. So what we did was had a quick look on Google to find out what was going on, and it looks to me like Warren was kind of justified with his actions. It says government consultation has launched on making E10 petrol with a 10% ethanol the default unleaded grade. British petrol stations are set for a massive shake-up next year after the government announced plans to make E10 petrol, which contains up to 10% ethanol, the standard grade of unleaded in 2021. That's for us, and that's now. So basically, yeah, how does it affect our bikes? A lot of you, I'm sure, are pretty familiar with this. I think there's like we said, this doesn't just affect Aprilia bikes, this affects anything that, or any vehicle that has plastic tanks, or any elderlier vehicles that tend to have sort of classic vehicles, that kind of stuff, that don't have fuel lines or injection systems that are capable of dealing with that kind of concentration. So basically, what we see on a day-to-day basis is the tanks, the plastic tanks that are made by a company called Aprilia. Basically, they are swelling, so you'll find that you struggle to get the front mounts in and the back mounts in at the same time. If you have a look at your bike, sometimes you may even find that there's some kind of rubbing around on the paintwork, around the headstock, where it's just stretching and it can't really cope with it.
She's swelling up.
The 98 to 2000 bikes that have got metal tanks have got rubber hoses inside. Those rubber hoses inside are now being attacked by this ethanol, and they are starting to break up, which means you will find that eventually when it breaks, you'll either get a situation, if it breaks at the top, you'll have air running through the system until it sort of goes round, and then effectively it'll start to leak. What you'll find is a leak from the fuel pump base, basically. And if you fill it up, or if you start filling the tank up, then basically you'll have fuel sort of pouring out all over your hot engine, which is not ideal, and all over the floor. In this situation, we do sell a kit that I'm sure we can point a little thing for Snox to be able to show you about, a kit to replace those hoses that are ethanol resistant on the inside as well as the outside, because a lot of petrol pipe or a lot of fuel pipe that people sell is only resistant on the inside and not just on the outside. So it's quite important that you realise that the pipe that you're getting for these tanks are ethanol resistant externally, or for submerged fuel pipe that is ethanol resistant.
Welcome to Snox's Snippets. I'm just going to chip in while Griff's going on about the ethanol findings that we've been made aware of today. We all know what ethanol does to the tanks, especially on the plastic ones, with it bubbling up and you're losing shape, etc. On the metal tanks, the early bikes, that can actually eat into the pipes, the breather pipes that came from the factory. So we've got a kit online. The correct pipe, this wool is definitely not going to get affected by ethanol. So early tanks, metal tanks, real good thing to get these installed just to prevent the ethanol eating away at what came at the factory. They are available online. Always happy to help out, thank you.
So in this particular point, mind that, keep an eye on it. If you need any questions answering, then just give us a quick call and we'll be able to help you out, no problems on that one. So basically, Warren said that the Esso are actually doing a fuel that is basically ethanol free at this particular point in time. So I thought it quite important to share that to see if it would help anybody. So it looks to me like Esso fuels, Esso Synergy fuels, or Synergy unleaded fuels, which we can use in our bikes, is basically ethanol free at this particular point. I'll just read out what they say. So it says, although our pumps have E5 labels on them, our Synergy Supreme Plus 99 is actually ethanol free, except due to technical supply reasons in Devon and Cornwall and the Teesside area, Scotland and North West England. Now that affects a lot of you guys, I know, but I just don't know how to get around that for you guys. But for sort of like the Midlands and the South, hopefully, legislation requires us to place E5 labels on pumps that dispense unleaded with petrol up to 5% ethanol, including those that contain no ethanol, which is why we display them on our Synergy 99 pumps. So basically, at this particular point in time, if you go for Synergy 99 and you're not in the Devon, Cornwall, Teesside, Scotland or North West England, it looks like you may well be able to get around that whole scenario for a while at least, without having any ethanol in the situation or in the equation. So look, this is an ongoing story which we'll try and keep you ahead of. I know I've spoken to a friend of mine from Motorcycle News, Chris Dabbs, who is quite keen to make sure that that all of this is kept on top of, and we all know what's going on with him. So if you've got any comments on this one, just please get in touch. You can leave us a comment down below. You can send us an email, no dramas whatsoever. All emails are answered first thing in the morning. You can contact us, sales@apworkshops.co.uk. You can get in touch with us via all manner of sort of social media platforms, no problems. If you like what you see on our YouTube channel, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And while you're there, just push that notification button. That tells you when we put up another video. Take care. Talk to you all soon.